I found the house by accident while driving home from work one evening, taking a different route to avoid traffic. It sat at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac in a neighborhood just outside Phoenix, a two-story gray house with white trim and a "For Sale" sign planted cleanly in the front yard. The sign looked new. The lawn was trimmed. The windows were spotless. It didn't look abandoned or neglected. It looked ready. I'm not actively house hunting, but I browse listings sometimes out of habit. So when I got home, I searched for it on Zillow. Nothing came up. I double-checked the address from memory. Still nothing. I tried Redfin, Realtor.com, even a basic Google search. No listing, no previous sale history, no property photos. It was like the house didn't exist online at all. That struck me as odd, especially in a neighborhood where every other property had a detailed history going back decades. The next evening, I drove back intentionally. The sign was still there. I parked across the street and walked closer. The "For Sale" sign had a phone number but no agent name, no brokerage logo, just a number printed in plain black font. I took a photo of it. The curtains inside were slightly open. Lights were on upstairs. It didn't feel abandoned. It felt occupied, but quiet. Too quiet. I called the number from inside my car. It rang once and immediately went to voicemail. The recorded message was short. "You've reached the property line, leave your name." The voice sounded almost familiar, but I couldn't place it. I hung up without leaving a message. That night I searched public records instead. Nothing under that address. No tax record, no ownership history. It was like the lot was blank. I convinced myself maybe it was a private sale not listed yet. Still, the unease stayed with me. 2 nights later, I drove by again. The "For Sale" sign was gone. The house looked darker this time. No lights visible. I slowed down as I passed, and that's when I noticed something subtle. The mailbox had my last name printed on it in small metallic letters. My stomach tightened instantly. I parked and walked closer, telling myself I must be misreading it. But it was clear. My last name. Exactly spelled correctly. I stepped back slowly, heart racing. The front door opened quietly, not abruptly, just enough for someone to stand in the doorway. A man stood there, same height as me, similar build. He didn't smile, didn't wave, just watched me. The porch light flicked on automatically, illuminating his face. It wasn't identical to mine, but close enough to feel wrong. The jawline slightly sharper, the posture more confident. He spoke first. "You're early." My throat went dry. "I think you have the wrong name on your mailbox," I managed to say. He tilted his head slightly. "No," he replied calmly. "It's yours." I felt like the air had thickened around me. I took a step backward toward the sidewalk. "This house isn't listed anywhere," I said. He nodded once. "It doesn't need to be." The porch light flickered briefly. For a split second, I saw something behind him through the open door. A hallway that looked exactly like my current apartment hallway. Same framed photo on the wall. Same small scratch near the baseboard. My heart pounded violently. "You've already looked it up," he continued in an even tone. "You just haven't moved yet." I felt dizzy, disoriented. "Moved where?" I asked. He smiled faintly. "Here." The wind shifted slightly, rustling the trees behind me. When I glanced back at the mailbox again, my full name was now engraved on it. First and last. I hadn't seen my first name there before. My pulse roared in my ears. "You're supposed to live here," he said quietly. I shook my head and stepped farther back toward my car. "I don't even own this place." His smile didn't change. "Not yet." The porch light flickered again. When it stabilized, the hallway behind him was empty. No furniture, no decorations, just bare walls. I looked down at my phone to call someone, anyone, but there was no signal, no service at all. When I looked back up, the man was gone. The front door closed. The house stood silent. I got into my car and drove away immediately. The next day, I returned in daylight. The cul-de-sac ended in an empty lot. No house, no mailbox, no driveway, just dirt and scattered weeds. I checked the map on my phone. The street name still existed. The lot number matched where the house should have been, but there was nothing there. That night when I walked into my apartment, I froze. The hallway light inside flickered once, and at the end of the hallway, for just a moment, I saw a gray front door with white trim, exactly like the one from the cul-de-sac. And from behind it, in my own voice, I heard, "You're late." This was Midnight Whispers. If you ever find a house that doesn't appear online, make sure it isn't already waiting for you to move in.